Hello, my dear students of class 6. This is your literature teacher, Pratik sir. Hope you all are fine. We will continue with chapter number 7, Everest Reactions. Okay, so this chapter is basically about a boy Thambi, and it has been written by R.K. Narayan, who was born in Chennai, one of the finest Indian storytellers. You must have read many of the stories of R.K. Narayan. And he worked as a teacher for a short while before deciding to dedicate his life to literature. His writing career began with short stories that were published in the Hindu. This Hindu was a newspaper, as a magazine. So Narayan's first novel, Swami and his friends, took his readers along on the adventures of a group of schoolboys and earned him fame. So he basically got the fame by writing Swami and friends. So his works typically portrays what means basis of the word the themes of his work is on human relationships that are simple, graceful, and humorous way. In a very funny way, he explains the humor. He explains what the stories want to portray us. So basically, in this Everest reactions, we will be getting a boy named Thambi who suddenly gives news that Everest has been conquered when somebody has reached the top summit of the Everest. The villagers think as one of Thambi's jokes. So the villagers on that place think that it is Thambi's jokes and many different things that Thambi used to say because Thambi was a news reporter of that village. He used to come with different news of in the village. So all the people in the village basically he used to bring false news to keep the lazy man walking, to keep the lazy means excited. So he brought some news that would excite the villagers. So similarly in that fashion, so villagers did not believe that what is the boy talking about, somebody has got up conquered the mountains, how it is it possible. So the villagers did not believe in him at the very first instance, but they come to know that Tenzing and Hillary, means Tenzing Norway and Edmund Hillary have reached the summit. It means the news was true, and how the things goes on we'll read in this chapter. So these in the very first you'll be getting see in page number 88 you are getting the different news that this boy used to bring. It is a false news. Okay. So sea tornado brings torrential downpour of hell and animals. Tourists gets mugged by parrot by the that grabbed $700. Cows lost their jobs as milk price drop. So these are the fake news. You can easily understand it. An excited dolphin forces shutdown of a local beach. Then a woman marries a 300-year-old pirate ghost. So these are all false news that he listens or he creates by his own imaginary. This boy Thambi creates and excites the village members. So let us now read a story about how members of a community react to the piece of unusual news. The news that was true but still unusual. They did not believe at the very first. So it was the youngest member of the household. Youngest means chota. Okay. So Thambi, now 12 years old, who came in with the news. So always he came with some news. It was his habit to go out and keep dashing back every little while with reports of cricket scores, flying saucers. So what was the news? What were the news that he used to bring? Cricket scores, flying saucers, traffic accidents, and other such matters. So today he came in crying out. So today's news is the Everest has been conquered. They have reached the top. So they have reached the top. Somebody has reached the top and it's still not disclosed. So people thought he was joking. So people thought that he must be joking. Who has reached the top? Although Thambi was generally an accurate reporter, occasionally perhaps when he felt that people's interest in living was flagging means weakening. People's belief was coming down. They were no more believing in his news. He tried to rouse them with stories of dacoity or arson. Arson is the crime news. He used to bring some thrillers. He used to bring some adventures to the to the villagemans or to the villagers, so that the people gets excited, people gets the focus to on his news. Stories that would not bear a moment's scrutiny. So nobody will take the information that is it true or not. So that type of news were brought by Thambi. Such tales would make the elder sit up and ask where he had heard them and so forth. So such tales, what would do to the old man if the old man were asleep? They would suddenly wake up. हाँ कहाँ से सुन लिया ये बात? कहाँ पे हो रहा है? So all these things. So, okay, and the young man would go away pleased that he had succeeded in stirring his elders from their torpor. So he will be pleased. The young man would go away pleased that he had succeeded. This boy, he here refers to Thambi, that he had succeeded in moving this old man. The old men are now aroused. They have come out of their bed and they are now walking out from where Thambi had heard that news. They were also excited. They were also in excitement to go out to about learning the news, that whether the news was true or fake. So the old used to move out. Torpor is the state of being lazy. Means they used to come out from their laziness and walk out actively. This seemed to be such an occasion. So this was, excuse me, so this was a beautiful occasion for them. Thambi tried to run away after declaring the conquest of the Everest, but he was caught by the ear and asked to explain. So somebody caught his ear and he was asked to explain. Where? Who told you about it? Got it over the radio in the next house. So have you been to the next house and got the news from there? Next house? How often have you been told to keep your books and not loaf all over the place in the sun? So how long have I told you not to go out? Not to go out of the house to the next room or to the next house and listen to the radio. You must be walking, you must be penning down everything from your book. So you must be concentrating on your books. So why are you out? So maybe he's somebody's angry with him. But he was caught by the ear and asked to explain. So maybe his grandfather or father, anybody. I was studying all afternoon and went out only for a moment to listen to the radio in the next house. So he's giving an excuse. He's telling that I was studying all the afternoon and this is the first time that I have gone out, listen to the radio, for listening to the radio. What has happened to your own radio? So they are asking, or his father is asking, grandfather is asking, any of the people. It's not particularly mentioned who caught his ear. So somebody has caught his ear and is asking him, you don't have radio in your home? Why are you going to the next house? So finding that subject was getting unnecessarily twisted, the young man declared, the Everest has been climbed and that is all I know. So he says that the Everest has been climbed. Somebody has climbed the Everest and that is what he knows. Don't be absurd. So the man said, don't be absurd, cried his elders. So his elders are crying to him. His family members are telling him, who has been telling you such cock and bull story? So all this false story, a made up story, who has told you? I knew long ago that it would be climbed, said Thambi. So Thambi was very much confident that somebody would climb the mountain here, and he knew that. The elders groaned. They are getting annoyed, they are getting angry. How could it? How could it be? It is impossible. So for them, it was impossible to climb the summit of the Mount Everest. So actually, today's in that particular days, it was difficult, but now it is easy. Okay, Tenzing and Hillary have done. There are so many equipments. There are so many things that we can go up. There are so many oxygen cylinders. We can go up. The people who love trekking, they can go up, right? So basically nowadays it is easy compared to those days. So Tenzing and Hillary must get us very big courage. They must be from them. We must be inspired. They have done so much. Okay, they have climbed the summit, and it was not easy for them because they did not have such technologies that we have now. So Tenzing and Hillary have done it, said the well-informed boy. He was delighted with his own success in impressing his elders. He added casually, they also find now that the height in the Everest had long been mistaken. It is about 1,000 feet more than what it was thought to be. So it was 1,000 feet. They were thinking that it was impossible to reach it. But these two gentlemen, Hillary and Tenzing, have proved them wrong. Okay. So till here for today, we will be continuing it to the next class. You read it till here. I hope you will be understanding. This is the story about what? Climbing the Mount Everest, the nature of Mount Everest. So, and the boy Thambi. How Thambi brought news into the village, how he was caught, and what did he do exactly. So, this is all about the story. We'll continue in the next class from page number 89, the last line. Okay? Take care. Have a good day. Bye bye.